the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. For centuries, Rome stood as the greatest power the world had ever seen. Its armies conquered nations, its laws shaped civilizations, and its influence stretched across 3 continents. But no empire lasts forever. Imagine building an empire so powerful that it controls millions of people, spans 3 continents, and shapes the course of history for centuries. Now imagine watching that empire slowly crumble from within and without. This is the story of the Roman Empire. The story begins in 753 BC, when, according to legend, the city of Rome was founded by twin brothers Romulus and Remus. What started as a small settlement on the banks of the Tiber River would eventually become the center of one of the greatest empires the world has ever known. In its early years, Rome was ruled by kings, but in 509 BC, the Romans overthrew their monarchy and established a republic. Under this new system, elected officials and the Senate shared power, creating a government that would help Rome expand and prosper. As Rome grew stronger, it conquered neighboring territories and faced powerful rivals. One of its greatest enemies was Carthage, a wealthy city-state in North Africa. During the Punic Wars, Rome battled the brilliant military commander Hannibal, who famously crossed the Alps with elephants to invade Italy. Despite suffering devastating defeats, Rome eventually emerged victorious. The defeat of Carthage marked a turning point. Rome became the dominant power of the Mediterranean, gaining wealth, territory, and influence on an unprecedented scale. But success came with new challenges. As Rome expanded, powerful generals gained enormous influence, political corruption increased, and competition for power intensified. One man would come to symbolize this turbulent period: Julius Caesar. After a series of military victories, Caesar became one of the most powerful figures in Rome. In 49 BC, he crossed the Rubicon River with his army, igniting a civil war that would change Roman history forever. Caesar emerged victorious and declared himself dictator for life. However, many senators feared he was becoming too powerful. In 44 BC, Caesar was assassinated by a group of conspirators who believed they were saving the Republic. Instead, his death plunged Rome into even greater chaos. Following years of conflict, Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, defeated his rivals and became Rome's first emperor in 27 BC. Taking the title Augustus, he ushered in a new era known as the Roman Empire. Under Augustus and his successors, Rome entered a golden age known as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. For nearly 2 centuries, the empire enjoyed stability, prosperity, and growth. Roman engineers built roads that connected distant provinces, aqueducts that supplied cities with fresh water, and monuments that still stand today. Trade flourished across the empire. Cities expanded. The Roman army maintained order and protected the empire's vast borders. At its peak, the Roman Empire stretched from Britain in the north to Egypt in the south, and from Spain in the west to parts of the Middle East in the east. It was the most powerful empire of its time. Yet beneath the surface, serious problems were beginning to emerge. Managing such a vast empire became increasingly difficult and expensive. The government struggled to maintain its armies and defend its borders. Economic troubles grew worse. Heavy taxation burdened citizens, while inflation weakened the economy. Political instability also plagued the empire. Emperors rose and fell rapidly. Some ruled wisely, while others were corrupt, ineffective, or ruthless. Assassinations, power struggles, and civil wars became increasingly common. At the same time, external threats were growing stronger. Germanic tribes and other groups began pushing against Rome's borders. The empire found itself under constant pressure from invasions and attacks. In an attempt to restore stability, Emperor Diocletian divided the empire into eastern and western halves during the late 3rd century. While this helped improve administration temporarily, it also created a permanent divide. The Eastern Roman Empire, centered in Constantinople, remained wealthy and powerful. The Western Roman Empire, however, continued to weaken. During the 4th and 5th centuries, waves of invasions struck the Western Empire. In 410 AD, the city of Rome itself was sacked by the Visigoths, sending shockwaves throughout the ancient world. The once invincible empire was now vulnerable. Then, in 476 AD, a Germanic leader named Odoacer deposed Romulus Augustulus, the last emperor of the Western Roman Empire. After centuries of dominance, the Western Roman Empire had fallen. Yet Rome's story did not end there. The Eastern Roman Empire, later known as the Byzantine Empire, survived for nearly another 1,000 years. Even after the fall of the West, Roman law, architecture, engineering, language, and culture continued to influence civilizations across Europe and beyond. Today, the legacy of Rome can still be seen in governments, legal systems, architecture, and countless aspects of modern society. The Roman Empire may have fallen, but its influence never truly disappeared. Its story remains one of humanity's greatest lessons in ambition, power, innovation, and decline. If you enjoyed this journey through history, subscribe to Chronicles of Power as we uncover the rise, glory, and fall of history's greatest empires. And tell us in the comments, which empire should we explore next?